Hello to you, and it's the first video for 2021, and of course it has to be Lily, does it not? So here's to a much better year for all of us, and talking about a better year, well, I wish Lily would put a meal in her belly for the new year. I don't think that she actually will, because she hasn't eaten for the past few meals, I guess it is now. But she needs to get a few good ones into her before she goes back to, I'm not going to eat anything again. Of course, that's what my Lily does. And I'm very, very used to it. As a carpet python, they're generally pretty good eaters. But no, not my Lily. She, of course, is the only one that goes off her food in terms of my carpet pythons. Of course, we had a Pani who went 6 months without something in her belly. Lily doesn't go that long. She goes and has gone roughly about 3 months from memory at one time anyway. But I want to talk about, as you'll see some clips here of Oscar, who is a couple of years old, or 2.5, I guess, and he is still very different, of course, to, you know, a big one like my Lily is, and that is behaviour wise. You know, Lily isn't one, even when she is eating, when I open the door, to think food. Whereas you'll see, yeah, Oscar, a little bit different, but that's because he is young and he has not developed a mature level about things. It's the only way I can explain it. Younger carpet pythons in Oscar's age are very, I wouldn't use the word unpredictable, because they're quite predictable once you understand that younger brain, and they still haven't quite learnt what is and isn't in their life with us humans. Maybe accepting of humans, but you're just going to get stop there on me, Lily. Like, you have lost a bit of weight. Well, when I say lost a bit of weight, Lily had a little bit of weight that she could lose, you could say. But she does this, of course, every year, so maybe she wanted to get a little bit trimmer herself. But anyway, Oscar is still learning lots and lots of things, and one of those is that when I go to open his door, he's just fed a few days ago, so he is certainly not a hungry fellow at all. He's probably digested, but should know better than to think that there's a meal coming so soon. Yes, they're opportunistic, are absolutely in captivity so much. That's behaviour I see from my young ones, but not my older snakes. They don't tend to be thinking food all of the time, and especially when they've had a belly full and it's a few days later. They're more expecting it, as in opening the door so we can come out and we can go and do some things, not get a meal. Also, younger ones are a little bit more unsure about what you actually want from them. Should they come out? Shouldn't they come out? Will I come out or won't I come out? And it's a game of, you know, them still learning all of that at that particular point in their lives. They still haven't put the 2 and 2 together. They're still wondering what it is that they are really supposed to do. And this is because we are in their life and we are trying to teach them, I guess, to some degree, well, is it manners, or is it, you know, very much that trust that we really do want to have from them. And I guess in a way it's got to be a little confusing, because out in the wild they would be really quite on the defensive, trying to make sure that nothing is actually going to happen to them. In captivity, the younger ones are on that little bit high alert. And when I say 2-year-olds, 2.5-year-olds, they're a little bit immature still. But once they get to 3.5, you really start to notice a difference with them in their behaviours. You see that too automatically with size. You know, the bigger they get, the better they get. And I think it just does come down to, I'm big, I can take care of myself, I'm much bigger, I'm not so susceptible to being hurt like I would be if I was a younger snake. And if you still need to be doing things with that snake from the very first day that you get them, and let them get to know you. I hear people say you should put them in and leave them be and let them settle in, and yes, I do agree, but I don't agree with you not paying them any attention at all at that time when they've just arrived in your home. I think they need to hear you and they need to be able to see you. And it just starts that conditioning process off, and it makes every step thereafter just that little bit easier. Can you see Lily? She's trying to figure out which way and what way to go at this particular point. So don't be concerned that it's taking a couple of years and you're thinking that's a long time to get that real trust. It's not about the trust isn't there. It's about them figuring out things. And their brains just take a little bit longer to do that than a kitten or a dog, you could say. Of course, there are ones that I can say are from day dot so willing to be your friend, and certainly take advantage of that when that should happen in your life. You know, I've got a few that have been like that from day one, but not all of them are. And it's you've got to be patient with them. And within the clips that you've seen of Oscar, you know, he was curious, but he was like, no, I'm not going too far close to her. And it's not about him ever wanting to bite me or anything. He's still just a little bit unsure about me. So anyway, from Lily, who does her disappearing act always on me. No, I don't always manhandle them to stay with me. Carpet pythons are certainly not ball pythons. They don't stay where you want them to stay. They go and do whatever it is that they want to do. And Lily wants to go up on the shelf. She has recently really discovered that shelf and has decided it's a pretty good place to go and hang out. So you take care. I'll chat with you again soon. And there she goes. Ciao.